Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing very well today. If this is the first time that I have the pleasure of speaking to you virtually, of being on your screen, my name is Kyle. What I normally do here on my YouTube channel, which is called Pensando Inglés, I make content that is for Spanish speakers to use as comprehensible input to improve their English, okay? So if you are a Spanish speaker who is trying to reach that next level, this is the channel for you. But if you clicked on this video because of the title and you're an English speaker, I think it's going to be an interesting video for you. I've got a great topic, and if you check out the rest of my channel, I've got tons of videos that are full of wisdom and life lessons that I have learned the hard way. Alright? So, my subscribers who are loyal to the channel and watch all my videos, as you can tell, I'm not speaking slow like I normally do, because this is an advanced level video. I'm going to speak like I speak with my friends and family. I'm not a very fast speaker, but I'm not going to speak slow like I do on my intermediate videos, okay? I'm not going to hold back on my vocabulary or anything like that. Just going to talk like I'm having a conversation with a friend. So this is going to be good for those of you guys with a high intermediate level, trying to push it up into advanced. All right. So guys, the topic for today is immortality, and is it going to be a reality in the near future? Okay, immortality is the prospect of living forever, that a human can live forever and never die. So I just watched a video, or rather I listened while I was driving and I was at the gym, and it was a pretty good podcast. I forget what it's called. It's a young Spanish guy, though. It was in Spanish. I use that for my comprehensible input. But anyway, he had a guest that wrote a book called Muerte de Muerte, the death of death, which means that we are trying to kill death. We are trying to kill the idea of death, the idea that humans cannot live forever, okay? And what this guy was saying is that right now we have the technology to make rats live twice as long as they lived before, make worms live 10 times longer, make certain animals live blah, 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 blah. He said that his book is Javier Milei's, the president of Argentina, his favorite book. And he also said something interesting about Javier Milei that I didn't know, and that is that his dog has been cloned 4 times. 4 times! So Javier Milei's dog is a clone, because he had a dog, he loved it so much that when it died, he had it cloned, and they've done that 4 times. I had no idea. I had no idea that that was something that people do. So I guess people with money clone their pets now. Cloning is another interesting topic for another video. This one is about death and the possibility that humans can live forever. So, he was talking about how in the future, nanotechnology is going to be able to affect us on a cellular level and make it so that our cells don't get older, they don't age, and we will therefore have the possibility to live forever, because he said that the mother of all disease, the mother of cancer, heart disease, etc., 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 is aging. And if we could stop our cells at a molecular cellular level from aging, we can therefore stop death. So, he says that one day there will be a vaccine that will be free to the whole world, because once we have this technology, which he said will cost many billions or trillions of dollars to develop, but then he said it will become free to the public and everybody will be able to take it, because living forever is financially a good thing. Okay? To me, there were a lot of holes in this guy's argument, and he sounds like a one world government type of guy, and I don't like where he's going with this. He was saying that there's a lot of places in the world that are in trouble because they're not producing enough babies, okay? China, for example, is losing every year, I think he said, the population of Spain, okay? Every year, that many people, I forget how many millions he said live in Spain, maybe 50 million or something like that, are dying in China and are not they're not producing at a rate fast enough to make up for it, okay? But in other countries like India, they're multiplying like rabbits. So he says that in places like that, this vaccine that will allow us not to age will be great for the economy and for quality of life all around. In this part, let me go over a little bit of my thoughts. I'm just thinking out loud here, guys, okay? I didn't plan any of this. Just wanted to share my thoughts. So, one, okay, even if the rate of reproduction is super slow in places like China, and I know in the US and Spain, he said as well, the only thing that is keeping the population stable is immigration, because natives of these countries are not reproducing at a fast enough rate. What happens when people aren't dying at all? Okay, people are reproducing. So now the young people that are being born are not going to die. The population is going to grow and grow and grow, and it's never going to decrease except for suicide or accidents and murder, which he did bring up fairly. So eventually we're going to get to a point where maybe we'll have the technology to have enough food and handle all of our waste and handle all of our garbage and handle all of our medical issues, things like that. But guys, there's only so much space. There's only so much space. Okay, and he said, mind you, he's talking in the next 10 to 20 years we're going to have this technology. And he says the reason that it's not an issue is because we are going to have colonies eventually on the moon and Mars. So he's doing a lot of hopeful thinking, I think, because while I do believe in Elon Musk, I think he's a genius, and I think that he will get us to Mars. If not him, then somebody will stand on his shoulders after his death, and somebody will stand on theirs, etc., etc. I don't know how soon, and I don't think anybody does. So this guy is basically basing his whole book, his whole thesis, his whole hypothesis that if Elon succeeds, gets us to Mars, if they make a base on the moon and a colony on the moon, then this, then this, then this, okay? But what if there's a huge failure? What if we don't get to Mars? What if we don't get to the moon? Okay, what if there's a huge outbreak, etc., etc.? So those are just my doubts about whether I think it's actually going to happen, whether I actually think it's going to be possible. Now, let's explore some thoughts about whether it's going to be good, okay? Guys, the first thing that came to my mind about if it's going to be good or not is that if we have people who are living forever, obviously who's going to be the first ones to live forever? The elites, right? Ultra-rich people. If ultra-rich people start living for more than 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, and they have enough wealth to do whatever they want, guys, in many cases with power comes perversion, okay? With power and options, the ability to do anything you want comes perversion, your desires, okay? Because our brains naturally want more and more and more, and we need more extreme experiences to feel that same level of excitement, okay? So these people who could have whatever they want already, after they've had whatever they want for 100 years, what are they going to start wanting? Okay, they're going to want crazier and crazier experiences, all right? And eventually they're going to think that they are gods. They're going to think that they are gods. They have all the money in the world. They could do anything they want. They've already seen everything this world has to offer. They've probably been to Mars. They've been to the moon. They've tried every drug. They've had every experience they could possibly have, traveling, with food, sex, okay, gambling. What more are they going to want? Okay, these desires are going to start to pervert and get extreme and crazy and sadistic, perhaps. They're going to be so jaded, and you know, they're going to be bored. They're going to be bored, and they're going to be seeking new experiences. And I think that this could go in a bad way. All right, that's just one thing. I think that death is a part of life, and it's an adventure that I want to meet with open arms, okay? So if I had this option, I wouldn't do it. Maybe I'll talk a little more about that at the end of the video. Let's talk a little bit about Elon Musk, okay? So this guy, he touched a bit on Elon's idea for Neuralink, which is a chip that supposedly will be able to, which maybe he already developed it further than he has said he has, but it's going to connect in our brains. It's going to connect our brains with technology. So our brains will basically be computers, will be connected. And what does this mean, guys? This means a whole lot. Our thought process is going to be much faster. We're going to be able to communicate without talking. All right? I don't like this idea whatsoever. All right? And if you are a religious person, if you're a Christian and you believe that one day there will be a mark of a beast, I believe the Bible says the mark could be on your forehead. I think this chip could be what a lot of people think could possibly be the mark of the beast. But this is not a religious video, so let's push that to the side too. Let's talk purely what I think that this will do to humanity. I think that this will strip us of the beauty of being human. If you don't have to learn anything because that knowledge is already in your head, what's the point? There's no journey, okay? The greatest journey I've ever had has been learning the last few years, learning from my hardships, okay? Learning a language, connecting with these people. If I could just Google Translate in my head instantaneously and understand things as I hear it, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point of learning that language? What's the point of studying, learning history? You're not going to go to school anymore because all you have to do is download a file and it's boom, there. You're not going to train martial arts because you could automatically know it. Okay, it's terrible. I think that is the end of humanity. Okay, and that brings up another topic that is highly advanced for my Spanish speakers: transhumanism. Okay, these people think it's the next stage of evolution, which is combining humans with technology, and I think that's just the end of humanity, period. Okay, another terrible thing that I have not heard mentioned, guys. With any technology comes corruption. Okay, comes corruption at a governmental level. Governments are controlled by the elites. They're controlled by these mega corporations. Okay, if there's a chip in your brain that's connected to the internet, how long is it going to be before that's hacked? Okay, and you could put terrible thoughts in somebody's brain. You could shut them off. Who knows? I would never trust that. Never in a trillion years. Okay, if you do that, if you put that chip in your brain, you surrender your humanity, in my opinion. Alright guys, I'm not going to talk a whole lot more. I'm just thinking out loud. Alright? I'm letting all my thoughts fly out in the form of words. But this scares me, guys. This scares me. I hope that it takes a lot longer than I'm alive for all this to happen, okay? I don't want to live forever. And here, let me talk about my thoughts on death real quick, okay? The day that I die, I want to be surrounded with my loved ones. I want to have lived such a full and beautiful life that I could tell them with a smile on my face, don't worry guys, I've taught you everything I know. I've shown you by my example. Okay, I've led you. I've taught you the way to have a happy life. I believe in all of you. I know that you will continue living in a good way as good people. All right, and I'll tell them with a smile on my face, I'm not afraid of what comes next. Okay, I'm ready for the next part of the adventure. And I'm happy with what I've lived already. So that's how I want to go out. Okay, surrounded by people who love me and respect me. And I want them to smile too and think, my dad taught me all this. My dad did all these things. And they'll tell stories about me. They'll tell their children and their grandchildren about me. Okay? That's what I want. I want to die with a smile on my face, knowing it's my time. And I think that there's an energy in us that moves on to a different level, to a different stage, okay? A different place. And I want to embrace that adventure with open arms when my time comes. So that's my thoughts on immortality, nanotechnology, the Neuralink of Elon Musk, and death. So guys, this was maybe this video was kind of all over the place, but I'm just thinking out loud here. For my Pensando Inglés loyal subscribers, I hope you guys could use this as some advanced input. I hope you got some good vocabulary out of it. Tell me down below, did you understand me? Did you understand me when I'm speaking like this? If you're new to this channel, welcome. Subscribe, like the video. Tell me in a comment what you thought, alright? Okay, my friends. I'm not speaking any Spanish in this video. Like always, thank you for watching. See you soon.